The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, written by journalist Stieg Larsson, is a gripping international bestseller. Originally published in Sweden in 2005 under the title Man som hatar kvinnor, Men Who Hate Women, the crime thriller gained widespread acclaim. It received the prestigious 2006 Glass Key Award for Best Crime Novel in Sweden and went on to win several other accolades, including the 2008 Boek Prize, South Africa, Crime Thriller of the Year at the 2009 Galaxy British Book Awards, and the 2009 Anthony Award at the Boucher-Con World Mystery Convention. The novel, which is the first book in the Millennium trilogy, introduces readers to the enigmatic protagonist, Lisbeth Salander. Salander is an exceptional computer hacker who rebels against societal norms. When recently disgraced journalist Mikael Blomkvist seeks her assistance, they embark on a quest to solve the long-standing mystery surrounding Harriet Vanger's disappearance. In doing so, Blomkvist aims to restore his tarnished reputation. Through this investigation, the novel tackles themes of corruption, violence against women, and the systemic issues perpetuating gender inequality. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo has been adapted into 2 films, a Swedish version in 2009, directed by Niels Arden Oplev, and a Hollywood adaptation in 2011, directed by David Fincher. The story begins with Blomkvist experiencing a devastating loss in a libel case against the corrupt billionaire Hans-Erik Wennerström. Following his defeat and the subsequent damage to his credibility, Blomkvist takes a sabbatical from his work at Millennium, the political magazine he co-owns. During this period, Erika Berger, his occasional lover and Millennium's other owner, assumes control of the publication. On the same eventful day as Blomkvist's verdict, Lisbeth Salander delivers a report to the lawyer Dirk Frode, setting the stage for a gripping and complex narrative. Frode, representing Henrik Vanger, an elderly retired industrialist, hires Lisbeth Salander, a skilled investigator at Milton Security, to conduct a background check on Mikael Blomkvist. Salander, known for her unique appearance with tattoos and piercings, is exceptionally talented at uncovering hidden truths. While confirming Blomkvist's clean record, she suspects that he may have been framed by Hans-Erik Wennerström. Taking matters into her own hands, Salander breaks into Wennerström's apartment building and installs a hacking device on his computer. However, her involvement in Blomkvist's case abruptly ends, leading her to continue investigating Wennerström's corruption in her spare time. Meanwhile, satisfied with Blomkvist's background, Henrik Vanger offers him an unusual job. For nearly 4 decades, Vanger has been tormented by the unsolved disappearance of his grandniece, Harriet, in 1966. Believing that a family member is responsible for her murder, Vanger hires Blomkvist to investigate the case under the pretense of documenting the family's history. As an incentive, Vanger promises Blomkvist double payment and irrefutable evidence of Wennerström's corruption if he can uncover the truth about Harriet's fate. Blomkvist relocates from Stockholm to the secluded island of Hedeby and resides in Vanger's guesthouse. He delves into countless police reports and files related to Harriet's disappearance, but finds no conclusive evidence of foul play. During his investigation, Blomkvist encounters various members of the Vanger family who have accepted Harriet's death as an unfortunate accident. He forms a brief romantic relationship with Cecilia, Harriet's aunt, and a charismatic school principal. Behind the family's facade of normalcy, Henrik Vanger confides in Blomkvist, revealing the darker secrets of the family, including their ties to Nazi leadership, eugenics, and domestic abuse. Henrik firmly believes that one of his relatives is capable of murder. While Blomkvist delves deeper into the Vanger family's history, Salander finds herself grappling with the repercussions of her troubled past in Stockholm. Since the age of 13, Lisbeth Salander has been under the care of Holger Palmgren, a compassionate advocate for troubled youths. Due to a traumatic incident during her childhood, Salander is placed in a psychiatric ward and subjected to various social welfare programs. As an adult, she faces the threat of mandatory institutionalization, but Palmgren defends her in court, leading to a compromise where she is declared legally incompetent, with Palmgren as her guardian. This legal status remains insignificant to Salander until Palmgren suffers a stroke, and she is assigned a new guardian named Nils German, who takes advantage of his position. German repeatedly rapes Salander and manipulates her finances, exploiting her vulnerability. Realizing that her legal status protects German rather than herself, Salander secretly records one of his assaults on video and uses it to blackmail him into granting her full control of her finances. She forces him to write reports in support of revoking her incompetent status and tattoos on his abdomen a damning declaration that he is a rapist. Back in Hedeby, Blomkvist uncovers significant breakthroughs in Harriet's case. Examining photographs taken on the day of her disappearance, he notices that Harriet was visibly disturbed by someone, an unidentified figure wearing a jacket with a red patch. Additionally, Blomkvist deciphers a series of names, initials, and numbers found in Harriet's diary, which had long puzzled investigators. His daughter, Pernilla, realizes that the numbers correspond to Bible verses, leading Blomkvist to discover a connection between Harriet and the murders of 5 women whose deaths mirror the verses in the Bible. Seeking assistance in researching the other names from Harriet's diary, Blomkvist requests an assistant, and Frode hires Salander for the task. As Salander delves deeper into the investigation, she uncovers more murders that bear resemblance to the ones listed by Harriet. Together, Salander and Blomkvist develop a theory that suggests 2 individuals were responsible for the series of serial killings. Salander moves into Blomkvist's cabin to continue their collaborative research, and their professional relationship evolves into a sexual one. As Blomkvist and Salander approach the truth, they become the targets of anonymous threats. A disfigured cat is left on their doorstep, and Blomkvist is shot at during one of his jogs. Undeterred, they continue their investigation, meticulously sifting through photographs in the Vanger Corporation's archives. Eventually, they make a breakthrough and deduce that Harriet's father, Gottfried, had been a serial killer, murdering women since 1949. Shockingly, Harriet's brother, Martin, has carried on the gruesome tradition following Gottfried's demise in 1965. Confronting Martin, Blomkvist is taken captive and confined to his basement, enduring brutal beatings while Martin boasts about his crimes. Unexpectedly, Martin reveals that he is unaware of what happened to Harriet. Just as Blomkvist's situation appears dire, Salander arrives in the nick of time, rescuing him from the clutches of his tormentor. Martin's escape plan takes a tragic turn as he drives into the path of an oncoming truck, resulting in his demise. With the truth about the serial killings finally uncovered, Blomkvist and Salander surmise that Harriet is still alive and that her aunt, Anita Vanger, aided her in fleeing the country. Blomkvist tracks down Harriet in Australia, where she has been living under the identity of Anita. Harriet confirms the horrific abuse inflicted upon her and her brother by their father, Gottfried. She then admits to killing Gottfried in self-defense and fleeing Hedeby to assume a new life. In the final chapters, Harriet reunites with Henrik Vanger. To shield Harriet from media exploitation, Blomkvist and Salander agree to conceal the details of their findings. Salander insists that Vanger donate their financial compensation to the victims' families and women's crisis centers as a form of atonement for their secrecy. Though disheartened by this compromise, Blomkvist's spirits are lifted when Salander reveals that she has independently gathered incriminating evidence against the fraudulent financier, Wennerström. She provides Blomkvist with copies of Wennerström's hard drive, enabling him to publish an exposé and a book that expose Wennerström's corruption. With his reputation restored, Blomkvist returns to Millennium triumphant. In her own audacious act, Salander manages to divert a staggering $260 million from Wennerström's bank account. Taking matters into her own hands, she discreetly alerts one of the many individuals seeking retribution against Wennerström, ultimately leading to his demise in Spain. With her financial future secure, Salander embarks on a fresh chapter in her life, all the while coming to terms with her deep affection for Blomkvist. However, grappling with her apprehension of vulnerability, Salander resolves to confess her feelings to Blomkvist. Armed with a Christmas gift, she visits his apartment, only to witness him leaving alongside his colleague and lover, Erika Berger. Overwhelmed with a mix of disappointment and heartache, she turns away and hurls the gift into the abyss of uncertainty. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.